Hello and welcome! Today we have an article about white privilege made by Jamie Capp. Now this article is a couple of years old, but everyday feminism is still sharing it like a student shares crabs, leaving us with an annoying itch that just won't fuck off. So thank you Jamie Capp, and thank you everyday feminism, for giving me the mental equivalence of crabs. And without further ado, let's jump right on into this. This white person seems quite proud of their being white. Are you sure you want someone so obviously enamoured with being white to be your spokesperson on white privilege? Because I know I wouldn't put up a joint saying cannabis, it messes with your mind, if I was arguing to legalise it. Since when has there been a race requirement for using the flash on a camera? I was under the impression that the general rule is that you use it if, and only if, it's too dark to see otherwise. So, this proud white woman isn't racist and didn't ask to be born white. She also doesn't contribute to racist agendas, which I'd have assumed was evident from her not being racist. I mean, how many non-racist people do you see supporting the KKK? And of course there's the but. And unlike when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in my face, I don't like this big butt. Because I know what this big butt is leading to, and it's not the fun times that I want from a big butt. Now, we've already talked about institutionalised racism and discrimination, how there are laws against it, and how, in the case of employment, people of colour are probably better off due to the fact that there's affirmative action and quotas. But hey, let's ignore reality for a while, and let's just continue with this deranged retard's comic. Woo! White privilege! Has anyone made a drinking game out of this? Drink every time you hear white privilege? Because that sounds like it could cure the itch that this has given me. Jamie can't believe that she has to explain this in the form of a comic. And I can't believe her bullshit comic is still being shared 2.5 years after it was published. So I guess we're both struggling to believe here. So, black people are between 5 and 10 times more likely to go to prison than white people in their lifetime according to this. Which is strange, because according to the figures I found, it says that black people are about 3 times more likely to get sentenced, which kind of insinuates that you're claiming black people get caught committing crimes at least twice as often as white people. So well done, I guess. Also, did you know that the gap between sentencing of men and women is 6 times larger than that of blacks and whites? So, female privilege is 6 times larger than white privilege, on this issue at least, right? Nah, I must be mistaken. Women don't have privilege, just like black people don't have privilege when they're told that they can't be racist because of their skin colour. So apparently a white male with a criminal record is 5% more likely to get a job over a man of colour with a clean record. However, you're not looking at individual situations, which completely invalidates this. The crime could be as minor as speeding for this statistic, and you haven't even specified qualifications being equal, for fuck's sake. And notice how it says more likely to get a job and not more likely to be given a job, suggesting that this figure could just as easily be used to show white criminals are 5% more likely to look for honest work. See what happens when you quote vague statistics, you thick shit? And to top it all off, even if they all had the same qualifications and you failed to mention it, 5% more likely. Unemployment in America was 5% at the time of you writing this. 5%, when the rate of employment is as high as it was, 95%, is not a big enough number to qualify as anything other than coincidence. And now this fucking panel. Are you fucking serious? The media is 75% more likely to focus on a black man killing a white woman? Well, surely that could just as easily be female privilege as much as white privilege. Because I gotta admit, the whole wife beating thing is a big thing, whereas no one gives a fuck when a wife kills a husband. And yet you somehow manage to miss the fact that every time a black person is shot in America, it makes fucking international news and there's riots. Even when it's an armed criminal fleeing a crime scene, you people are up in arms with your fuck the police. Because protecting and serving is only their job when the criminal is white, apparently. Sounds like white privilege to me. You're the only people who can be shot by the police with nobody caring. And then she goes and admits to being racist in this panel, and I have to argue against white privilege as the privilege to be ignorant of the world around us, because I'm so fucking hyper-aware of the world around me that I'm making these videos shutting down the apparently liberal privilege of being a self-righteous cunt. Jamie ends the cartoon telling us all to fucking educate ourselves. Maybe Jamie should have taken her own advice before making this and saved me a job dismantling it. And maybe the good shit-stains at everyday feminism should stop taking the blue pill and start living in reality. That's all I have for you today. I've been Cynical North. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you next time.